Okay, so here we have a ratio type equation, but we see we have the number 5, we also have brackets, and we also have to cross multiply. So there's a couple ways you can do this question. The first method is you can multiply this out first, and then do the cross multiplication. The other method is you can just go ahead and just cross multiply. So I'll show both methods and then you can choose which method you prefer. So the first method is if you choose to multiply this out first, you're going to multiply the 5 there with x plus 2, that's in the bracket, so that becomes 5x plus 10, and then that's over 3. And then we have to do the same thing here. The 9 has to multiply everything inside that bracket. So that becomes 9x, and then it's 9 times negative 2. So remember to pay attention to your positives and negatives. So that becomes negative 18, and then that's over 5. All right, so then we can go ahead and do the cross multiplication where we would multiply across like this. Make sure to use brackets. So now we would have 5 times 5x plus 10. Then we would cross multiply this here. So 3 times 9x minus 18. All right, next step would be to multiply this out. So the 5, we would have to multiply everything inside that bracket. So that becomes 25x plus 5 times 10, which is 50. And then same thing on this side, 3 times 9x, which is 27x. And then 3 times the negative 18 or the minus 18, which is negative 54 or minus 54. And now we would go ahead and just start solving for x. So we'll bring this, usually we bring it to this side because we like to have our variable on the left-hand side. So we can subtract 27 on both sides. Okay, and now we would have the negative 2x plus 50 equals negative 54. Okay, always pay attention to the positives and negatives. I'm running out of room, but next we're going to subtract 50, subtract 50. Okay, I'm just going to bring it right up here. So now we would have negative 2x is equal to negative 54 minus 50, which is negative 104. And the last step here, we have to divide by negative 2 so that we have just the x left. Okay, so again, feel free to put that in your calculator. Negative 104 divided by negative 2, which gives me my answer of 52. All right. The other method I wanted to show, give me one sec. I just wanted to show that up here. If you did cross multiplication right away, if you did like cross multiplication like this, it basically becomes 5 times the 5 times the x plus 2. And then on this side, it would become the 3 times the 9 times the x minus 2. All right, and then it would become 25 times x plus 2. And on this side, 3 times 9, that's 27 times x minus 2. All right, and then when you multiply it out, you will end up with this step, same step here, 25x plus 50. And then on this side, 27x minus 54. All right, so once you're at this step here, it's the same step that was right here. Okay, so then you would just follow the same method to solve for x. According. So when we multiply the 7 times 2, that gives me 14 times x minus 5. And then this time we had 6 times 3, which is 18 times the x plus 4. All right, so the next step here, we would just distributive property, multiply 14 to everything inside the bracket here. So that gives me 14x minus 70. 14 times negative 5 is negative 70. Then on this side, 18 times the x, that gives me 18x. And then the 18 times the positive 4, that is 72, positive 72. All right, so now it looks like an equation that we're familiar with, I think like it's a type 3. So we can go ahead and bring the 18x over to this side, to the left side. So here we will have negative 4x minus 70 equals 72. And we're going to add the 70 to both sides. And we have negative 4x is equal to 142. And then lastly, we just have to divide by negative 4 on both sides. Okay, and that'll leave me with x. And it is a negative number and it's a decimal number. So when you divide 142 divided by negative 4, we get negative 35.5. Yeah, so we did end up with a negative decimal answer for that question.